Hello, friends. Welcome to the Nope Coach podcast. I'm your host, Suzanne Kohlberg, and we've been doing this show for over 400 episodes now. And I say we, including you, the listener, in the we, because otherwise it's just me. And I'm coming on today to announce some changes. I've been, in the beginning, I did equal parts solo episodes and guest episodes. And for the past, I don't know, 50 episodes or so, the show has really moved into the guest slash interview type realm. And I'm really enjoying that. But I also have missed the solo episodes where I just hit record and muse on whatever has caught my attention for that day. And I haven't really found a way to blend the two, and I don't want to start a whole nother solo show. So what I've done instead is I've created a Patreon. So if you're not familiar with it, Patreon is a platform you can subscribe to. So if you think of it like television, you have free to air TV, and then you have premium content where you subscribe to something like Netflix or Stan or any of those streaming services. So with the Patreon, you can do the free level, or you could do the paid level for the premium content. So I'm basically creating a Patreon podcast and also written, because sometimes I like to muse verbally and sometimes I like to write. So it has a mixture of both. And there's a paid tier, as I said, and a free tier. There's not a lot, if much, going on to the free tier. If you want to listen to my free stuff, stay here on the Nope Coach podcast. Subscribe to my newsletter, suzannekohlberg.com/newsletter. But the Patreon is kind of, yeah, premium content. I will post it. There'll be an audio option for the podcast. There'll be written. What I love about Patreon myself as a consumer is that you can use it on your computer and there is an app for your phone. And so basically I'll drop the link here in this podcast description. And I'd love to see you come join me on Patreon for the solo show. I won't have guests there. If you just love the guests only, then by all means, stay here with the Nope Coach. If you want to do both, do both. But yeah, I've missed the element of just hitting record and chatting about whatever's on my mind that day. And I haven't found a way to coalesce that with the direction that this show has taken. The Nope Coach has really become a interview based show, which I love. But if you enjoyed the musings, the solo musings, and if you're new to the show and you haven't come across them yet, really go before episode 365 and you'd find probably about half the episodes, if not more, were just solo episodes where I talked about whatever was happening that day, scaffolding your business period, for those of you who are in business who once a month or so want to just quit and stock shelves at the supermarket, how to keep going through the sacred slog when you have the moments where you just want to quit, all those kinds of things. And so now I'm going to have a new avenue for that via Patreon. I would love to see you there. It is a subscription model, so you can opt in and you can also opt out if it's not for you. And as a solo business owner, what I love about it, and this is for anyone else who's a solo entrepreneur, Patreon, it handles the income and the people subscribing and unsubscribing and all that sort of stuff, and then you just take your cut. So you do pay them a significant amount, but for the convenience, if you are a solopreneur like me and you've got a low cost subscription model, there is a lot of admin that goes into people. How do I subscribe? How do I unsubscribe? I want to cancel, all this sort of stuff. Patreon just takes care of that for you, and then you get to do the part that you love, which is the creating and sharing and connecting. So yeah, really looking forward to that avenue. And if you want to check it out, you can sign up for free. And I believe it shows you snippets or little sections of posts and audio that you can listen to see, hey, is this something that you're interested in? And the other thing I like about it too, if you do join and then choose to comment, which I hope you do, and we can engage in a discussion, unlike on YouTube or any of these public facing places where if you comment, anyone can come across it. In the Patreon, as it's a paid thing, the only other people who can see your comments are other Patreon members. So it's not like you're going to share your deepest, darkest on the internet for just anyone to see. So we can have those discussions that perhaps you don't feel as safe to do so on a public platform. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this next step, this next evolution of my business. And I suppose we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens. But I felt the call for a while for a private podcast. But why I love the Patreon as opposed to just a private podcast is because of the platform that's delivered. It gives you the option to comment, to chat, to interact. And I'm sure from that chat, more ideas for episodes will be born. So it can kind of be such a co-creative experience rather than me just talking at you, which is what podcasts can often be. So yeah, I'd love to see you there. And thanks for joining me. And if not, if it's not your jam, I totally get it. The Note Coach podcast is not going away. It's continuing. And I will do some solo shows here and there, but mostly my I was going to say meandering musings will be onto the Patreon, and then this will be the interview guest type platform. Thanks for joining me. Hope to catch you on the next one. Bye for now.